Thanks for staying with us. Let's get you up to speed with some sports news now. Over to my colleague Natasha. Well, it certainly is keeping us all busy with all the sports news coming in right here on All in the Game. Well, over to first, let's start up with India versus West Indies Day 2 highlights now. As many as 23 wickets have fallen in just 2 days of play in the first India-West Indies test in Jamaica. And it's the hosts who are hurting the most as India build up a solid lead with 3 whole days left to play, courtesy some good bowling by Ishant Sharma and Praveen Kumar. Take a look at the highlights.
Resuming on their overnight score of 34 for 1, the Windies were dealt an early blow. Ramnaresh Sarwan sent back for just 3 by Ishant in the second over of the day. But Adrian Bharat, playing just his 5th test match, dropped anchor, going on to register his 2nd test 50. But Bharat became Praveen Kumar's first test victim as the hosts were reduced to 91 for 3. Make that 95 for 4. Praveen removing Bravo in his very next over for 18.
The one for Praveen.
And there was more to come from PK. Brendan Nash lasted just 11 deliveries and made just 1. Windies at 102 for 5, still trailing by 144. Praveen was barred from bowling after the lunch break for running onto the pitch, finishing the innings with figures of 3 for 38. But Bhaji made sure India didn't have to wait too long for their next wicket. Ball gone for 27, Windies 147 for 6. 1 run later, the Windies captain was sent back. India taking control of the match with the hosts at 148 for 7.
You can bowl direct.
And India continued to turn the screws as the hosts lost their last 5 wickets for just 26 runs. Windies all out for 173, India taking a healthy 73-run lead into their second innings. The Indian second innings though got off to a disastrous start. Vijay gone for a duck. Dravid was dropped on 6 and looked determined to punish the Windies for that miss.
Easy as you please in the hands of one of the safer men.
Dravid and Mukund put on 56 before Bishu got Mukund for 25. The 21-year-old making a total of 36 in his debut test.
A breakthrough, and Abhinav Mukund hasn't taken full toll of his opportunities.
Just 7 deliveries later, Sammy got a big one. Lakshman gone for a duck, India at 57 for 2. Virat Kohli though looked determined to make up for his first innings failure, remaining unbeaten on 14. Dravid meanwhile remained unbeaten on 45. India 91 for 3 at stumps on day 2, having piled up a huge lead of 164.
And the play on day 3 must continue, of course, and the score at the moment is 122 for the loss of 4 wickets of 52.3 overs, and Suresh Raina and Rahul Dravid are at the crease with, of course, 52 and 16 runs between the two of them. Now moving on, while the BCCI are completely fine with 2 teams from Sri Lanka playing in the Champions League T20 later this year, the BCCI still has not given in to the idea for the possibility of Indian players to be included in the Sri Lankan Premier League. Now, the latest that we are hearing is that the Lankan bosses are trooping down to Chennai tomorrow morning to discuss the situation with Shashank Manohar and company. Secretary Nishanta Ranatunga and Chairman D.S. De Silva are scheduled to be having a meeting with the BCCI. The Lankans are very clear about the official status of the tournament, despite BCCI claims that Lalit Modi has links with the league. Other boards, meanwhile, have assured the release of their players. Well, now remember, the Sri Lankan board had obliged and had released their players during the IPL and had allowed their players to stay on till May 16th to the 18th despite international cricket commitments at that point in time. Now, we will be hearing from those updates soon enough and updating you, the viewer. Well, moving on now, it isn't too much of a surprise that Dhoni might have another title to his name: World Cup winning captain, 2-time IPL winning captain for Chennai Super Kings, defending captain for the Champions League T20 as well. Now, take a look at this one. Jharkhand Chief Minister Arjun Munda recommended to the Defence Ministry that local lad and Indian cricket captain Mahendra Singh Dhoni be awarded the honorary rank of Lieutenant Colonel. After India won the Cricket World Cup after 28 years, the Jharkhand government announced it would provide 5 acres of land to Dhoni to set up a cricket academy. Now, Dhoni has also been made brand ambassador of the state's Forest and Environment Department. Well, that's a wrap of all the sports news now and of the bulletin as well. But we leave you with images of a giant-size apron that came alive today. Thanks so much for being with us.